Realistically, we knew the amount of work that we had this year, 94% was a stretch goal. I'm proud to say that we are at over 92%. And when you think about how many times we closed the main line completely, and how many times during the day we're closing a single track of our main line, single tracking through miles of track that we've never done before, and historically we wouldn't do that. And still, we're able to respond whenever we have a passenger incident, someone is sick, or a fleet has a vehicle incident. The key is that we've minimized the length of the delays. We've been able to dramatically reduce it. We've had 10 of the 11 months we've beaten last year's on-time performance, so we're continuing to show that we can find creative ways to provide service. So what we're balancing is the need to actually catch up with a lot of infrastructure investment, not only the big projects but state of good repair. We've replaced 14 switches in the Long Island Railroad system that were frequently failing, but also in the most critical locations. When you think about the challenge of having a train leave Montauk, a train leave Greenport, and a train leave Port Jefferson at different times, and they have to meet at Jamaica, so we have to transfer. That is a phenomenal task that we do day in and day out. And what happens is when one train, for whatever reason, maybe is a few minutes late, we have to make decisions. Do we hold the other two trains for those transfers? Do we not? And it's a balancing act because those few hundred that they want to transfer, you have 1,000 waiting to go on. So I think what we've done with the 92% and improving over last year, carrying over 1.5 million more riders than last year, and accomplishing unprecedented work, it is truly a phenomenal task what we did this year, so I'm proud of that. And we're going to continue to build that. And once we get some of these projects done and we give ourselves more operational flexibility, you will even see the railroad do even better, because then we will have replaced many more switches. We will have replaced much more of our track. We're replacing concrete ties. We're replacing signals. All of these things that have actually been deferred for too long, that have been the root cause of our problems, we're taking care of them. I don't know if I mentioned, we've replaced 8 low bridges in the last year. These bridges were frequently struck by overhead trucks. Every time a bridge is struck by a truck, service is either suspended or delayed. National Boulevard Bridge that we just replaced under the third track project was our third most hit bridge in our system. That's not been hit. Post Avenue, which we replaced in 2017, it was struck 17 times that year. Since that replacement, it hasn't been hit once, so that's 0. These bridges that we're essentially eliminating delays that have plagued our system before.
Now, let me ask you, because as riders here, we have many people in Manhasset who take the train into the city, and then they are going to the financial districts. So now we're on the subway system. What's the status now of the subway system, which had its own set of great problems as well?
Yeah, so the governor declared a state of emergency in July of 2017, and the MTA embarked on a subway action plan, which was a concentrated expenditure of $800 million, funded 50% by the state, 50% by the city over an 8-month period. When the subway action plan started, on-time performance on the subways was 65, 66%. Dreadful, right? We've now reported for the last 6 months in a row above 80%, and it's for the first time in years that's the case. Andy Byford was hired. He's part of the new team. He's the president of New York City Transit, an extraordinarily talented railroader and operator. Andy's committed to getting it into the 90s and higher. I'll note this, on the 7 line, I grew up in Queens, taking the 7 line from Jackson Heights into the city to Shea Stadium, as it was called then. A resignaling investment called CBTC, Communication-Based Train Control, was completed on the 7 line, call it in June. On-time performance on the 7 and the 7X, which is the express line on the 7, has gone from the 60s to above 90. The number of trains in the morning rush and the evening rush has gone from 25 to 26 to 29. So you've got less crowding and more throughput. The capital plan that I had up on the screen before, and I'm going to turn it over to Phil in a second to go through the Long Island Railroad, which is obviously of interest to most of you. But extraordinary amount of money from New York City Transit, $37 billion for the subways and buses, $40 billion. Provides for resignaling 6 additional subway lines with the CBTC plus technology. 2 lines are CBTC now, the 7, as I mentioned, we did earlier this year, and then the L train, which was done a number of years ago.